David Ancelotti has now become a massive odds-on favourite for the job in Govan, and if the bookmakers are right, then he will be the new manager of Rangers. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football here to have a breakdown of the updated odds, courtesy of Odds Checker. If you've never been on oddschecker.com, then I recommend you go and try it. It basically compiles all the bookmakers into one. It gives you a list of all the odds, and it's good for doing bets and stuff because you get the best value for money. But right now, there's not much value on David Ancelotti because he is 1-2 at best. That is with Bet365. He's 1-3 with Sky Bet, and he's even worse with both Paddy Power and Betfair, who have him at 3-10. Now, this is the worst odds. This is the shortest odds we've seen anybody for the Rangers manager's job since the sacking of Philippe Clement. So this would tell me that more than ever, it looks like we are close to finding out the next Rangers manager, and all signs, all roads at this point seem to be leading to Carlo Ancelotti's son.
Big Davey is what we'll call him here, because we can't handle too much more of Big Dave. But Gerrard was 8-13. He was close to 1-2. He's at the windy. I don't get this appointment, man. This has came out of thin air. Absolutely nothing. Right? Oh, he's bringing the Real Madrid set piece team. Is that supposed to excite me? Is that what Rangers become?
The thing is, he's bringing the set-piece instructions. He's not bringing the set-piece players that you... It's like, come on to hell.
Fair play to a guy that's trading the Real Madrid team for Rangers. You know, how do you go for Mbappe and finish as Junior, Bellingham, to Dessers, Barami, McCausland? I mean, that is a fall from grace in itself, but what is there to say about this, man? Guys had no experience, right? And I don't care who you listen to, whether it's on YouTube or Twitter. Oh, but he made this tactic change in the 83rd minute against Espanyol, and when they were 7-0 up and they made it 8-0. Right, I'm not going to be disingenuous and fucking lie to anybody and pretend I've watched every Real Madrid game since last night this season.
But that's just me.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. This guy, he's just Carlo's son. See any decision he made being assistant for Real Madrid? Big Carlo had to give it the green light.
Yeah,
why are people pretending that this guy's led Real Madrid to every Champions League they've ever won?
Yeah, I personally don't understand it. At the end of the day, you're not getting Carlo Ancelotti. You're getting David Ancelotti. You're getting the son of Carlo. And we have seen in many sports, and not just sports, but in ways of life, it's like, you know, children of successful people will have success themselves, even if they don't have the talent of their father. You know, a lot of times they will get into the same industry and they will get opportunities because of who their dad was.
Yep.
Just because Carlo Ancelotti's a great manager doesn't mean that David Ancelotti is going to be a great manager. Just like, I mean, we've seen even any sport, man. You can learn football, F1, tennis, you know, snooker. You've seen players or whatever come around. Even in acting, you know, you've seen like the sons of people get into entertainment, Hollywood, and they're just not as good as their dad was, but because of their dad, they get in.
Yep.
And this could be something similar to David Ancelotti. You know, I'm not convinced he's a great manager. Other people will say, yeah, but he's not just his son. He's also his like part of Carlo's coaching team. He's his assistant or whatever. Yeah, but again, that just leads down to it being his son. Is he Carlo's assistant because he's the best qualified person to be his assistant, or is he Carlo's assistant because he's Carlo's son and Carlo wants to manage with his son by his side? You know, you've got to look at that.
I'm going with the latter. I mean, people compare it to Gerrard, right? Oh, but Ancelotti, David, Big Davey, 9 years experience as assistant. I feel like we're just siding the guy because of his name. See if this guy, right, was called, you know, Big Davey, Big Davey, well, maybe an Italian name, but Big Davey fucking Sirico, right? We'll call him that. He wouldn't even be on this list. It's simply because he's got the Ancelotti last name, and that's appealing to the 49ers, right? Maybe something's got lost in translation and they think they've managed to bag Carlo, but the reality is they've bagged Davy. But it's like, this guy has got no experience. Like, I'm no happy with it, right? Because see, at least when we brought Gerrard in, yeah, Gerrard only had a year of, like, you know, managing the minnows of Liverpool, not the team, like the under 21s, 17s, etc. But Gerrard was a captain, one of the greatest midfielders the game's ever seen,
and Gerrard,
a leader. Right? He's British. He gets what Rangers is. Gerrard, he knows Rangers. This guy knows hee-haw.
Gerrard was his own person as well. Gerrard created Gerrard. Davide Ancelotti's just Carlo's son.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, and I get it, right? Will this guy be hungry? Will this guy be hungry to prove out there that he's not just Carlo Ancelotti's son and that he's his own man and he wants to win trophies and take teams to glory? Of course he is. He's not just here. He's not just taking the job because, well, you know, I'm getting here for a wee payday. He's took the Rangers job, well, I mean, if he gets it, to build himself a platform to move on to a better club. That's a reality. You have to face that. Now, the rumours are he could be going to Leverkusen. He's linked with them. Linked with Leipzig, I heard. Linked with Como in Italy. And other clubs. Let's be honest, right?
I'd be shocked if Leverkusen went.
It's a fucking stretch that he'll get this job. There's no way he's getting Leverkusen, the second best team in Germany.
I'd be shocked.
I know Xabi Alonso got them, like, but...
Again, though, Xabi Alonso done. You know, he had a good
like
career.
Gerrard,
He's a good career as a footballer. This guy, what's he got a career as? Being Carlo's son, and that's pretty much it. So,
like, 9 years as an assistant, folks, right? But like you said, if he wasn't Carlo Ancelotti's son, he could just be working in McDonald's in fucking Turin. Like, that's the reality, and that's no disrespect. That's just it. He needs to prove himself more than his assistant. And the rumours, oh, he's going to be the assistant to Carlo on his first couple of Brazil games. Hold on here, fuck Brazil, what about Rangers?
Yeah,
who cares about a couple of friendlies?
Yeah, Carlo Ancelotti becoming the first non-Brazilian manager, I believe, in over 100 years.
That's pretty big, isn't it? Yo, it's not even like, here, he needs to help his dad in the World Cup. No, a couple of throwaway friendlies. Like, no, come on, you need to, if you're taking the Rangers job, you need to be... I think this... You know what? This is either going to be an absolute disaster, and it's going to be worse than this season, or it's going to be somehow successful.
When would those friendlies be?
Early June.
Oh, so they wouldn't be during the season?
Aye, no, but to me that's against the point. Like, it's like, fuck, your priority should be Rangers, not... Hey, see, as soon as this season ends, he should be getting a plane from Madrid to Glasgow and fucking be looking at transfer signs, not pissing off to Rio.
True. Right, well, you know, at best he's 1-2. That doesn't mean he's got the job, but it would tell me that he is pretty damn close to getting it. Second favourite, we have Steven Gerrard, who's still there. I still think he's the man that Rangers should bring back. People can try and take away the title that he won, but, I mean, he went unbeaten.
Yo,
an invincible season. 34 wins out of 38, with the other 4 being draws. I don't care what way you try and spin that. You can call it the COVID season. You can say it was the empty arena or whatever, the empty stands season, the season where Celtic imploded.
The season we got it over Zoom. Oh wait, that was the season before.
It doesn't matter what Celtic done. Rangers won 34, 38. Whether Celtic was great or whether Celtic were shite, Rangers were good, and that's a fact. You can't take it away from
I can't believe people are spinning. Here, why would you want the guy that won 1 out of 9? When you can get the guy that's been assistant the last 9 years at Real Madrid? What the fuck are we on about here? Yo, it's like when Gerrard and Mourinho, right, were both linked like a month ago. I said I'd rather Mourinho, right, because Mourinho's Mourinho, but Gerrard's done it in Scotland. Mourinho hasn't, and as crazy as that sounds, that's all that matters. See, on paper, Philippe Clement, right, is a better manager than Steven Gerrard because he's won league titles in different leagues, and he's at multiple clubs, and actually has like a track record. Gerrard just came into Rangers with nothing. But who would you rather back? Who's done it in Scotland? Gerrard. You know what I mean? It's irrelevant. Yeah,
so Gerrard's second favourite. Russell Martin, a name that always pops up, and I'm just not convinced that he deserves the Rangers job.
Reeks of shite. Don't want him.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. Marco Rose, 12-1. We have Danny Rowe, 10-1. Derek McInnes, 20-1. Barry Ferguson, 20-1. Thoughts on Barry Ferguson?
Not a chance.
Not a chance, no.
Well, I'll be fair to Ancelotti, right? I'd rather him over Ferguson and Roll and Martin. Because I feel like he's that much an unknown, it has to be better than those three.
What about Lampard?
Nah.
Gary O'Neill?
Nah. Muscat, well, I would have liked Muscat, but...
I mean, Muscat always seems to pop up whenever Rangers are looking for a manager.
But see Barry, man. He needs to stop giving himself a brass neck. You know, it's fucking mid-May and he won his first game at Ibrox and he thinks he's got a chance.
Yeah, he needs to calm the fuck down, right? One man that has been linked with the Rangers job and doesn't seem to be getting it based on these odds is Sean Dyche. Thoughts on that?
Brexit out the window then?
No, just not really an appealing
Again,
option, is it? What about Knutson? Didn't get to the final of the Europa League. Won't be playing Champions League football next season. I don't think so anyway, unless they qualify through the league phase.
I think Norway's guaranteed a spot now. Are they not?
Oh well, I take that back. Maybe he will be playing Champions League football.
Even if they're not guaranteed a spot, I'd fancy Bodo Glimt to go through, especially with him.
Well, point I'm trying to make is, could he be tempted away for Bodo Glimt?
I think he's probably going to get a...
Or do you think Rangers is kind of beneath him now?
I don't know if it's beneath him, but I do think he can get better.
Rafa Benitez, another man that was linked, he's 40.
Put it this way, I think if Tottenham sacked Ange, right, I think Tottenham would probably want someone like him.
Would you take Ange?
Of course I would, aye.
Be great, wouldn't it?
Get it fucking right up.
Looking at the rest of these names, you've got Mourinho, don't think that's going to happen. John Terry's in here. David Wagner. No, I don't want it. Ruud van Nistelrooy, 50-1. Former Norwich manager Daniel Farke, 40-1. Robert De Serbi.
I read him as Rob Van Dam.
Jimmy Thielen, 50-1.
No going to happen.
What do you think Jimmy Thielen would be odds-wise if his season didn't completely fall apart and he either still had Aberdeen in second or not far behind Rangers in third?
Tell you what, like...
Do you think he'd be closer to like 10-1?
Yeah, I think he would, aye. But then... I just don't know.
I'll put it this way. See, after Aberdeen were 11 games unbeaten and they were joint with Celtic, see if Rangers sacked Fleet Clement and he was linked and he was the favourite, would you have been happy with that appointment?
I think everyone would have been.
Interesting.
But not the problem. I think the good news is Ancelotti thing. One of the good bits of news. I think it pretty much confirms that this takeover's 100% happening. This is not a...
Yeah, he's not coming to Rangers with the 49ers.
Aye. And yeah, that's it. Like, I mean, there's just... You know, the rest of them did not bring...
Stuart Kettlewell, 60-61. Guy could not handle the pressure at Motherwell. How is he expected to handle the pressure at Rangers?
Well, that is it. It was a wasted fucking bet, like, isn't it?
Slaven Bilic, I think he was linked with Rangers before Gerrard came.
Aye.
I think Gerrard got the job instead of him.
Which no complaints about. I mean, Patrick Vieira as well, but it's looking like Ancelotti, isn't it?
Stephen Robinson, 66-1. People saying absolute no chance that he would go for St Mirren to Rangers. You just can't make that jump.
Who the hell's Willie Still?
Well, I don't know who Willie Still is. What I would say is, it's like, well, you give Barry Ferguson a chance. He made the jump from Allo Athletic.
Go radio.
To to Rangers.
Yeah, well, he didn't get a full time though, did he?
No, but here, why couldn't someone like a Stephen Robinson get a 1-year contract? It'd be the Rangers' way, a cheap option.
See with Stephen Robinson and McKinn's, right, and guys like that, like Sean Dyche, you know what you're getting. Shite pragmatic football that will be hard to beat.
Hold on, I don't think Stephen Robinson plays shite pragmatic. Nah, I don't agree with that. I think St Mirren play alright.
I know, but well, let's just fire him under that umbrella.
No, to stick him in the same category as Sean Dyche's no fair.
What, Sean Dykes?
That's what you said.
Sean Dyche.
Well, Dyche, who gives a fuck what his name is? Shite, isn't he?
Sean Brexit. No, but my point is, you know what you're going to get with a lot of these guys? Same as Stuart Kettlewell, even Gerrard, right? I
think they're a bit of an unknown quantity. I don't think you know what you're getting, Stephen Robinson's Rangers manager.
Put it this way, who's the biggest unknown quantity? It's the guy that's fucking favourite, because no one knows what's happening.
So you would...
Is that a good thing, though?
You see a Stephen...
It's the complete unknown, better than you're known. Better the enemy you know than the enemy you don't.
Well, you're not too happy about Davide Ancelotti.
No, I'm not.
Who would you take if you were given the option between him and Stephen Robinson?
I'd go Stephen Robinson.
Would you actually?
Yeah.
3 top 6 finishes back to back. I don't think you can really.
But what?
Complain
Because
with that?
he knows the league. Right. See next season. It's what,
Hold on, he knows Rangers as well because he's beaten them quite a few times.
he has. See the end of August in a couple of months, right? Are you going to be fucking surprised if Ancelotti's up in Dingwall and his ball playing centre backs can't cope with fucking some jobber up front for Ross County and we're getting strung at no. Stephen Robinson though, I don't think that would happen.
Alright, Eric Ten Hag, 60-61. Neil McCann, 60-61. I see no chance in hell how Barry gets told he's not getting the job, but instead we're giving it to your number 2.
What chance am I to McCann, man? Come on.
I don't see that happening. Stephen Davis, former Rangers man, 60-61. Jurgen Klopp, 60-61. Davy Weir, 60-61. You got Carrick in there, Wayne Rooney, Ryan Mason, Gattuso, Van Bronckhorst for a Rangers return.
I would rather kill myself than bring Wayne Rooney in.
What about Van Bronckhorst? What about if Gio wanted another shot at it?
But no.
He wasn't the worst. Like
I would say no. You want to know why?
Why?
He inherited a much better team 4 years ago and dropped the ball against Celtic, who were, in the verge of rebuilding. This stage of the game, this team that Rangers got now is fucking awful, and Celtic are leagues better than us, so why is he going to do better now? You know what I mean?
Who's to blame for the Rangers' downfall? There has been, 4 permanent managers since Rangers won title 55. Who do you put the most blame at? Who fucked things up the most?
The Rangers board not backing Gerrard.
That's not the question. What manager do you think set Rangers back the most? Gerrard?
Beale, that transfer window. Come on. Dessers, Lammers, Danilo, the fucking job squad. You name it, man. Look at the state of that window. Who's Isafent who? I mean, come on.
Yeah, Dessers' goal return's no bad.
But I would argue Gio, despite a Europa League final, if you look domestically, I know he won a Scottish Cup, but 6 points clear with the Rangers team that was just off winning the league. I know Gerrard didn't really get backed in the summer, but I don't really think there's much excuses for Rangers no winning the league the next year after.
Is it just me, or did Gio just no get the bounce? And is it he didn't get the bounce that Beale and Clement got? Is that because Gio came in and didn't replace a manager that was sacked?
I think because there was no bounce needed. Rangers were all right. 6 points clear.
Yeah, but I think you could.
Maybe it's easier to have a bounce when you're 9 points behind than 6 points.
Is it not fair to say that with Michael Beale's first season and Clement's up until pretty much the split when things fell apart?
Well, a wee bit before that.
Just a wee bit. But could you not argue that their first seasons were better than Gio's domestically?
Yeah, without the cup. Yeah, league-wise, absolutely.
Interesting. You got Duncan Ferguson in there, 100-1, don't see happening. Kevin Thompson, 100-1, don't see happening, but he seems to get linked with these kind of things. So, Stuart McCall, Alan Pardew, and that's where we're going to end it, guys. Alan Pardew, 150-1. Not a chance in hell, I think.
Why is he 150-1, but there's other people on the list that have literally got no chance? Isman Chari, who's the current assistant alongside 3 other plonkers, you know what I mean? Why is he get half a chance of getting it?
Don't know. I think he's the mastermind behind this Barry Ferguson run. If that's the case, then he's definitely not getting it. Anyway, guys, that's it. Let us know down below. It looks like Davide Ancelotti is going to get it. Do you want him? Are you interested in him, or do you think it's a bad move? I think it's a very uninspiring move, to be honest.
It is, but it's left field, isn't it? It does remind me of a Gerrard and Ange kind of move.
It does. It's got potential to go well, but I also feel it's got potential to go shit.
Yeah. Here, I think a good thing about it is this guy's got connections. Not mob related, I'm expecting to see a lot of technical players come into Rangers. I could see a lot of La Liga, Real Madrid. Hell, even fucking maybe some Brazilians coming in, whatever. I think that's good, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe Jeffy will get called up for Brazil, and he'll be worth 20 million.
Yeah, hopefully that can happen. Anyway, guys, that's it. Till next time. Peace.